Hey guys, welcome to Handheld United. I'm Clef. You got your two hosts with you. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Hey, this is Gamers Gamer here.
We got OKS Gamer and Gamers Generation. I'm Clef. I also operate Game Tech Talk. We just wanted to put a quick video out about the Aokzoe A1x. I'm sure you guys have seen the news. It's really well. Not only has he seen the news, he's got one in hand. Look at this. This is awesome. So we have a few key points that have been dropped by Aokzoe, and from what I understand, the Kickstarter is launching in 24 hours from now, right? So people are going to get excited. We're probably going to have more news, but let's discuss some of the news that we already have, starting with the panel. From what I understand, we're looking at a 120 hertz, 8-inch VRR landscape. Trevor, since you have it in your hands, how do you feel about the panel?
If I'm comparing it to, let's say, the previous Aokzoe devices, like it's a little bit brighter. Right now, you can see my pretty Windows update that's going on at the worst possible time. But yeah, it's a little bit brighter, and obviously being like native landscape, we don't have any of those portrait display shenanigans. Yeah.
And to clarify, we're not looking at OLED, right?
No OLED here.
Okay. From what I understand, I believe, at least looking at specs, I think we're looking at the same panel found in the Claw 8 AI Plus.
That's what a lot of people have been speculating. I can't confirm, but because I haven't really had enough time with the Claw 8, but from everyone, everything that I hear, it is probably the same display.
Sounds good. How about you, Gamers Generation? Have you seen the news? Have you actually seen the panel as well from any other device? You haven't?
No, I haven't seen it in person. I would assume that is I would assume it's the same panel as the Claw AI 8. I don't know what the resolution is. Maybe OKS Gamer, you could confirm what that resolution is.
It's 1920 by 1200.
1200, yeah. I'm gonna assume it's the same panel. That said, I have used the original A1's panel, which was an 8-inch 1200p display too, and despite it not being OLED, like, it was a very good display. It just had the portrait shenanigans that OKS was talking about.
Yep, and that's gone with the landscape. Let's go. But I guess we're in Legion Go X1 Mini kind of territory for the panel, which, I mean, if I don't have OLED,
yeah.
I guess I'm happy with that one. Now, the other big change, and probably the most impactful for what I think will be for a lot of people, is the battery life. So what are we looking at in terms of battery life in here?
You know, if we had this just like a day later, I would have the results. I ran a battery test at 30 watt, and I still need to do the 15. But I was getting, I think it was like an hour and 45 at 30 watts.
Ooh, that is sweet. That is awesome. I mean, we're very close to Ally X performance, and if I think of the G1 review I made at 15 watt, we were closing in on 2 hours. So that means the 3 hour is pretty much guaranteed on the hx370 at 15 watt. That's, or at least very close to. That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. Now, another thing in terms of ports, if we think of the F1 Pro, one thing that I assume some people were missing was the oculink. We have it on this one, correct?
Yep.
There it is. There it is. So, talking about oculink, Gamers Generation, I saw your video about the 1x GPU. What are you...
Barking up the wrong tree, man. Barking up. Yeah, I'm just not. I'm not an Oculink guy. I mean, I get it. You get the better performance, even though it's still going to be bottleneck, guys. Like, don't be fooled. I just like the ease of use with the USB 4 and the plug and play. You know, the fact that like, I got to run at any given moment with my kid, and I can't wait for the system to shut down and power back on and stuff. That's why I personally like USB 4. That said, you know, you are going to get just better performance, obviously, using Oculink. So it's definitely a nice to have, and definitely not something to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
I do like my 1x GPU 1, for the record. 1x GPU 2, yeah, was a little bit buggy, but despite that, you know, it's good stuff to be able to get more performance out of, you know, our handhelds when you just all you have to do is hook up a little box to it. I mean, that's a good time for sure.
And I agree with you, and I understand where you're coming from. And I don't know if you both have this as I do. like, sure, oculink is better for performance, but using it kind of comes with a certain anxiety of like something getting undone, and I've had the experience of seeing how terrible it can go. Those warnings are legitimate. You got to be careful with that. Now, the other thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't have my eGPU because of some of those terrible things right now.
There you go.
Look for some repair. I do have another one that I've been playing with.
We'll throw up an explosion up in post.
Ooh. Yeah. We'll have to look up OKS Gamer to see more about that fine eGPU. All right, sounds exciting. So another big news with the AIX, it is using capacitive joysticks, which again I think is a first in handheld PCs. Right? We haven't seen that before.
Yeah, that might be a first to my knowledge. Yeah, at least in a Windows handheld. Yeah.
True. Yeah, because we do have it in the Absolute One Pro, which is right behind me, actually, currently charging, which will happen very soon. But have you guys heard anything about capacitive joysticks?
You mean to the extent
I have not.
You mean yeah, I know how they work. I watch enough of your channel. I know what's up.
Well, I don't.
No, they're good. I mean, you know, it's most as I understand anyway. It's mostly for like gyro aiming, which is actually really cool if you can get the hang of it. I'm just way too trash for that, but it is a really cool and novel concept. Like when I tried it on my Steam Deck, you know, I could see someone.
I'm so happy that you said that because I had the exact same confusion, but as it turns out, that's not what it is. When thinking, and I had the exact same thing at first, when thinking capacitive joysticks, you're talking about the touch-sensitive, touch input on the Steam Deck, which the PXNP5 8K, which I reviewed, does have capacitive joysticks. The Absolute One Pro does, and what you have with you, OKS Gamer, the A1X does have them, but they're not capacitive in that sense. It's the sensor that is reading the axes that uses a capacitive method. And that's where I get conflicted because in my mind, capacitive has some sort of tactile element to it. So I wonder if drift is possible on those sticks. But I've looked, as someone that reviews a lot of controllers, I haven't found the info. Are you guys excited for it at all? I mean, okay, so you got to try. Do you feel a difference?
Well, that's the thing, though. So what I just finished doing a. I don't know if it'll focus on that, but I did manage to get like 0.0. So they've changed something, like 0.0.
That's good.
Here, looks like I'm focused now. I'll try to see if you can see that. So I wasn't sure if this had the capacitive joysticks or not because there's a few things in the prototype that the retail device is going to have that I don't have. Some upgraded speakers. There was something about the controllers, but it looks like maybe they threw the joysticks in this one. I haven't had a chance to like fully get into testing it quite yet. So,
well, from what I've perceived, it gives me the impression that we are in ALPS territory, but maybe slightly better. But it seems that everyone is catching on that technology, so we'll find out more later on. But before we end this video, now one very other important aspect is price. We have different configuration. The lowest price is for an 8840U at $799, but we also have an hx370 at $8,059, which I'm pretty sure is the lowest we've ever seen to date on hx370. That's pretty major.
It is. That's pretty aggressive. And honestly, that's not the direction I thought you were going to go with. Anyone who's familiar with Aokzoe Lower, I thought you were going to ask OKist about the D-pad. That's what I thought you were going to ask him about. But
I've seen it. I am judging it in my mind, but
the price. Yeah, but the price though. Yes, got to talk about that price. It's aggressive for sure.
Just to close the door on the D-pad, it's okay the way it is. It's perfect the way it is.
Okay. Okay.
A certain turtle bot told me that. So
yeah. Yeah. No.
So 1,059. That's pretty good, pretty aggressive. And you reviewed, and I'm going a little bit sideways here, but you reviewed or at least you made content on the Go S OKS Gamer. How crazy to think that you have a Go S for, I believe, what is about the same price?
I think the Z1 version, I think, the Z1E.
Yeah. If you can't tell, that's Canadian trying to convert USD. Right? That's what's happening.
Yeah, I'm thinking in my head.
Monopoly money. That's monopoly money. I mean, that's not the same like, you know, in real money. That's
right.
That I think at Best Buy it's like $800 or $799 or something like that. So there's still like a $200-$300 difference. I mean, I mean when we're barking up that kind of territory pricing though, I mean you could definitely make the argument that it's like someone who's going to spend $800 on a handheld is probably going to spend $1,000. Like, you know, like that's not really that much of a difference versus like you could say $400 to $500. We're still talking a 20% difference, but that's a much bigger deal to someone in that price range, right? So,
which fair. So here's my question then. I guess I have it here. The price for the Claw 8 AI Plus is $1,000 in the States. So we're at $60 from having pretty much the same panel. Have you held the Claw 8 Plus, OKS?
Yeah, I got a brief chance to try it at CES there at the booth.
In terms of ergonomics, would you say the A1X takes over, or?
You know, I would say like for me personally, like it's one of the more comfortable handhelds. Like the grips on the back here. See if my camera will focus. You know, they're a nice shape. They're decent. Like for me, it's actually like the perfect fit, like for the length of it. So I've always found it comfortable. I would say that I think it's a little bit more comfortable than the Claw. The Claw was pretty comfortable too. Like the Claw, specifically the Claw 8.
Well, I personally, I think they did a great job, but I saw those bumps here. That's looking appealing to me, and I noticed I didn't even know it has a kickstand, which another thing that the Claw doesn't have. So that's great to see as well.
Yeah, it's got the kind of like the Switch style, so it's like a little one. I do wish that they did the longer one, but yeah,
it's better than nothing.
I mean, it works. It's functional.
Now, last thing as we're closing this episode. I guess when looking at it, it reminds me of the One X Player 2 Pro, which we quickly talked about it yesterday. For people who know and have the 2 Pro, how would you say that this one sets itself apart or feels similar to?
I have the 2, but I think it's ergonomically the same as the 2 Pro. Yeah. I do find, because I remember thinking about that, because those are my first 2 Windows handhelds, and yeah, I think the Aokzoe is a little bit more comfortable. It's like a little bit lighter. I haven't weighed it yet, like I haven't got that far into it, but it actually, oddly enough, feels lighter, I should say, than the original A1. Now I haven't like tried it to see, but yeah, it feels actually about the same weight as the Go S, I think.
Okay.
So
I mean, again, those bumps in the back looks, at least to me, the 2 Pro is probably one of the least comfortable handhelds. Personally, if I'm being truthful, but what you have in your hand seems more comfortable, so I'm excited. What about you, Gamers Generation? Have you had the opportunity to hold the 2 Pro?
No, but that's just a refresh as far as I know with the One X Player 2.
Yeah,
so,
the 2. Yeah, so
I mean,
2 Pro, 2 Pro.
Yeah, they're the same. As far as I know, it's just the APU change. I thought like ergonomically, it's fine. Like it's not like the most uncomfortable. Obviously, though, like I'm speaking from like experience using like a Steam Deck before that and the A1 before that. Like if you thought that the Steam Deck was heavy, or you thought that like something like the A1 was heavy, like you're gonna think that this thing is heavy too, I'm gonna assume, right? So you know, it's not for anyone who just wants to like throw it in a small bag, or you know, you got a fanny pack or something. I don't think it's for that.
Fair. I know I said that was the last thing, but I do have one more thing on the list that I think people want to hear. Do you guys think we should wait for Z2 Extreme, or jumping on the A1X is a good call? Because I don't know for you, I don't understand why it's taking this long for us to see any Z2X device on the market. Like, we don't know nothing about performance. We can assume that it's based off of the hx370, but the truth is we don't factually know.
I mean, I got a hot take for that, but it'll have to be for the next video that we put up.
Okay.
Basically, what I think though is they just don't have the allocation for it. Is the short of it? Yeah. So it's taken a back seat because you know, AI is
they're waiting to have units.
Yeah, they need to sell all the other chips before that. So I don't think that that's really all that important to them.
You're forgetting one thing, Clef. There's that new Z2 Extreme AI chip that apparently is coming. I don't know if you heard that rumor.
Oh.
Yeah, Asus apparently Z2 Extreme AI. There's an article out, probably from where all leaks originate. What is it? Videocards.com.
Yep. Of course. Okay, well that's awesome. I'll have to look it up. Do you have any news about it on your channel? I know you do news.
Yeah, I just briefly mentioned it on the last one, but nothing too in depth. Just what the article, just that this thing exists or will exist.
Okay, well that's good to know. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. Well, that's it, guys. That's it for today. If you have any inputs, feedback, let us know. And as always, thank you for your support. Make sure to hit that subscribe and that like, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks, guys.
All right, see ya.